Shalom, family, shalom, shalom. Trying to see what's going on with my phone and everything. Shalom, family, shalom, shalom. Shalom. Shalom to all the Akim and the Agwathium that's on here, man. And you know, Salakia, man. Something going on with my phone. Let me start off by saying Barakatah, Wada, Salakia, Abba Yahweh, Bahashim, Mashiach, Salakia, Shai, Rachak, Wadash, Babu Kusha, Babu Kusha, Babu Kusha, Babu Kusha, Babu Kusha, Babu Kusha. All right. I want to say Barakatah, Wada to all of those who are being diligent inside this truth. And they're doing the best that they can when it comes down to keeping the commandments of the Most High Heavenly Fathers, as well as carrying on the faith of the Hamashiach Yahushai, who is the Malak, and as always making known, it's all about the kingdom. So, overall, and where I'm standing at, if y'all able to hear me, type number 7. I just want to make sure y'all able to hear me, man. Because my phone was acting weird, so I had to start the live over. Good thing, like, the live wasn't, it was only the beginning. Alright. Type number 7. Okay, kind. Alrighty. So, back at it again with another exhortation through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash, giving all glory, all honor, and all praises, which I have done through the Hebrew tongue, giving honor and all praises unto the Most High Heavenly Father, in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world calls Jesus Christ, but we know Him as Yahweh Shai, man, according to the ancient Paleo-Hebrew tongue. Okay, so, going right into it, what I was going to say, the title of this video is going to be Build Habits. Build Habits. All right? And why am I saying build habits? For one, the Hamashiach Yahushua said 2 of the greatest commandments, they hang up all the laws. All the laws. Because commandments and laws are the same thing. Okay? It's just that when commandments are brought out, a commandment is something that is to be acknowledged right there at the very moment in what to carry out. So it's like, I'm commanding you to do this and do that. Why? Because that's something for you to do in that time. But law is something that has to be continuously done, But you see that also too with commandments. I just wanted to give like the outlook on commandments and laws because they're both the same. But the Hamashiach Yahushua had said, the Messiah, he said 2 of the greatest commandments that hangs up all the laws. He said, love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. That's the very first thing, right? Why? Because you have to learn what it means to love God, right? In order to understand what it means to love self. And when you begin to love God, in the Rakak Wadash, meaning the Holy Spirit, teaches you through those commandments out of wisdom. So you can have the knowledge and understanding on how to love yourself, where now you can be in place of loving your neighbor. You ain't going to be jealous over your neighbor. You're not going to be envious over your neighbor. And Salakia family, because I had to get some, I had to go to the dentist's office and get something done on my tooth. So, bear with me because my lips is still numb a little bit. And not only just that, but I'm also under the weather too as well. But it's not under the weather like that. Basically what I'm saying is like I'm getting better and better. But as y'all can see, hey man, the work still got to get done. The work still got to be done. So, what in the world is they going to do? Yeah, the work still got to be done. So, the fact of the matter is that when it comes down to everything with habits, you want to see it on a level as far as kingdom. All right. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I feel like why, I got a little under the weather. I felt like, and I thought about it, I said, damn, because I transgressed against Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know, maybe it's because of that. You know what I'm saying? And what I did, I had masturbated. You know what I'm saying? I had masturbated not too long ago. This is like maybe like last week or so, or, you know, yeah, last week or so. I had did it. And when I did it, I was just like, damn, why the fuck I do that? You know what I'm saying? But it just shows you how weak the nature is. But what did I do? I repented, and I made it for myself like, yo, I can't go back to that. So it's like, Lord, you know, for you to be here with me, you know what I'm saying, to be my strength, and you teaching me on how to rely on you in being my strength. You know what I'm saying? And when you ask the Lord will give that to you. You know, and I know the scriptures say, confess your faults unto your brethren. You know what I mean? Talking about those who are a part of the body. You know what I'm saying? Confess your faults unto them. Like, not only faults as far as what you have done to them or what you have against them in any shape or form, but also when it comes into yourself. So, you know what I'm saying? So I had, you know, I had made it with myself. I had masturbated. And I noticed, like, right afterwards, like, stuff started like being a little weird. And in the midst of everything being a little weird, right, I say, like, around, you know, on that Friday, boom, that's when it's just like everything just like hit me. And I was just like, oh shoot, you know what I'm saying? And I started feeling like drained in a way. And I felt like, you know what I'm saying, like I just felt weird. And then next thing you know, Saturday came around, I went out there, you know, to do the works, the highways and hedges, because, you know, no matter what I feel, I'm still gonna do that. You know what I mean? And still do my videos too. But I'll say that to say this, because this, what I have experienced and what I have went through, it can help somebody to overcome, you know what I'm saying, whatever they're going through, you know what I'm saying? And that's why the title of this video is Building Habits. Building habits, because you want to make sure you're building habits on what is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, and not building habits that's Yahweh Bashem Hashatan. Because see, on that left hand side, it will cause you to be like, God understands, God is merciful, God is love. Yes, he is, but he is also a God of judgment. And this is the reason why a lot of our people will say, oh, you can't judge me. When on the right hand side, you know, throughout the scriptures, and it's written in the New Testament, you know, when he said, judge not by appearance, but judge righteous judgments. Meaning when one is in place of judging somebody, they want to make sure it is in accordance and within the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, not to make things grievous for the next person, but being able to reiterate on certain things to broaden the spectrum, you know what I'm saying? You know, that light, you know what I'm saying? So others can bear witness to it and see. That's that Matthew 5:16, when he said, let your light so shine before men that they will see your good works and glorify your Father whom is in heaven. You know what I'm saying? So we all fall short. And I think the best thing that anybody can do is when you confess. Like when the scriptures have said, confess your faults unto your brethren. That was a fault on my end. You see what I'm saying? Confess your faults unto your brethren and pray about it. Pray about it. You see, I took it in prayer. You know what I'm saying? And ye shall be healed. You know what I'm saying? So those are things that we have to take on account of. You know, like the scriptures say, it said, let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities exalt themselves. So you don't want to be like, well, you know, God is merciful, and you lean on that and you continue on transgressing. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was, you know, me and my rib, we was talking, and she was saying to me, because I told her, and she was like, well, why would you have to do that if Malak? Like I said, I'm like, it has nothing to do with you, or it has nothing to do, you know, with Kia. It just has something to do with the fact that of a habit, something that I'm used to. Because, you know, I've been doing masturbation ever since I was like 9 or 10 years old. You know what I'm saying? So I was young. So you got to think, out of all those years, you know what I mean, 20 plus something years, and you just going to be like, oh, that's just going to stop. No, because, you know, sex alone can be a drug. So to have something, okay, to yourself where you're like, yo, I ain't got to worry about an STD, a sexual transmitted disease, or this or that, and blah, 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 blah. I ain't got to worry about this and worry about that. And it's like that mentality alone can cause you to miss out on the whole objective and the purpose of what sex is really about. You know what I mean? Because sexual intercourse is spiritual. So I felt bad about it, and you know, and I repented on it, because the thing is that I, you know, just making things known unto Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, let me take the fault for it, and not, you know, my ribs, or, you know, those who are cleaving unto me. Because I've learned inside this journey, you know, you can open up certain portals, and those portals that you open up, it can invite certain types of unclean spirits in, and those unclean spirits, will be in a way of intervening to break down a foundation. So now you do something, you think that you're in the clear, but you ain't realizing that you had a sexual transmitted demon. You know what I'm saying? That you invited in. Now you may not call it a disease, but you call it a demon, because that spirit was influencing you. Which I say that spirit was influencing me at that moment without me consciously being aware. Well, I believe I was. Let me get straight to the point. I was consciously aware. It's just that at that very moment, I wanted it right then and there. You know what I'm saying? When you want something right then and there, it's like, and you don't know. It's just like it was a habit. It's a habit. So why am I saying that? It's because, yeah, you can be all in the truth, but the thing is that if you're not acknowledging the habits for what they are and how they can cause problems later on, you know what I'm saying? Because that can be a problem later on. And how can it be a problem later on? By how can it be a problem later on? By it, by that, it could be a problem later on because of that spirit intervening, and being within, within that relationship. So it's like you got a relationship with this demonic influence in the supernatural, okay? That's a sexual demon that just clearly just vexed your spirit. And you feel vexed because afterwards it's like you get agitated, or you feel this or you feel that. And that agitation may be in a place of me not consciously being aware of it, and I end up taking it out on those who are cleaved unto me, who are sincerely coming from a place out of love. Like, you know what I'm saying? And, or either, they're not understanding things clearly, but they're learning off of me. And I don't want to send no mixed signals. So, that's something I had to look at within myself and be like, well, you know what? I got to cut that shit out. You know what I mean? I did a great job, by having, for myself not to be doing it for a long time. And last week, I had to set myself back. You know what I'm saying? But that's not saying, I'm a dumb for it. I'm looking at 3. This is wisdom. It's not saying I'm done for it. It's just saying that I'm in a particular space right now within my life. Hold on one second, fam. I'm in a particular space right now inside my life where, I got to be mindful on my approach. You know what I'm saying? Because, it's not just about my life, but it's about the lives of those who are connected to me. So, and I'm this is how I know everything that I'm doing is all Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Like, it's not me, it's him. Because if it was up to me, I would be a done for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So because of his mercies and his short compassions, you know what I'm saying? He still sees like, hey, the greatness that's going to come out of all this. Because, like my fall can be somebody's upgoing. You know what I'm saying? My fall, or what I have made myself to be connected to at a particular moment. You know what I'm saying? Which was resulting out to masturbation. You know what I'm saying? Could be somebody's level up, where it's like, damn, I didn't even know that, or they did know it, but they thinking in their mind like, damn, is a reason why this is being said to me right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's very, very important because, overall, hold on, let me back up. There you go. Yeah, it can be somebody's level up. So, sometimes I learned inside this walk, we got to decrease in order for Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai to increase. Now, I'm not saying build up a habit to be like, oh, let me do this, let me do that. Or, hey, God is merciful, God is loving. So, hey, man, like, oh, he's going to get pacified for the multitude of my sins. Like, no, that's not what it's about. It's about when it does happen, you coming from a pure place and being like, damn, yo, how can you get the glory out of this in this fall and where I'm standing at? Because I know your word has made it known, you know what I'm saying, that a righteous man can fall 7 times, but the wicked will fall. The righteous will fall 7 times and get themselves back up, but the wicked will fall down and utter themselves into destruction. So they will be destroyed because the wicked they don't have no remorse. They don't have nothing in a way, as in like, they just like, oh, a fall is a fall. Oh, well, look, I'm getting to a bag. That's all they think. Oh, I'm going to do whatever I want. 444. Look, remember at first I said 333. Now I'm seeing 444. And that 444 is symbolic for mercies. You know what I'm saying? 3s are symbolic for wisdom. So you got wisdom and mercy. Knowledge and understanding. When you have the knowledge and understanding, meaning when you cleave to wisdom will nurture you in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai's mercies. what I'm saying? And that's the beautiful part about it. That's why it's like, yo, if it was not for, oh my goodness, this is why I'm like, yo, when it comes to Yahweh Shai, man, many of our people got to understand this. Like, if it was not for Yahweh Shai, we will be done, man. We will be done, man. And this is the truth. We will be done. So, you know what I mean? You know, so myself and making it known to other brothers and sisters, because that alone is a bad habit. You know what I'm saying? So I want to make it known to other brothers and sisters, Akim and Akwakim, like, yo, don't carry yourself, in that manner. And if you have struggled with masturbation or anything like that, the best thing that you can do is examine that habit. And while you're examining that habit, see how it affects you. What time do it affect you? You know what I'm saying? Because what time does it affect you? How does it affect you? What do you feel afterwards? Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to build up on it. And then from there, you'll know how to deal with it. And you replace those bad habits you uproot those bad habits and you replace them with good habits. You know what I'm saying? So you take that seed, or shall I say that plant that started off as a seed in your life, and you uproot it. When you uproot that seed out, you take that seed out. You know what I mean? You uproot that plant out, you throw it away, and then right afterwards, you put you till the ground a little bit, and then you know what I'm saying, you may have to add some fresh good dirt in that particular area to make it to be more rich and more fertilized. And then you put the right seeding in that grounding, and you nurture that seed, meaning you nurture that good habit. You know what I'm saying? And you want to make sure that bad habit which has been growing, which was of a plant, is uprooted completely. You know what I'm saying? The roots and everything from that grounding. You know what I mean? That's the whole point of tilling it. So you can, prepare for that seed to be planted, or prepare that righteous plant to be planted in your life. So all I'm saying is, like, you take the things that are of good habits, great habits, and you replace them, Jones. You replace those bad habits with those good habits, shall I say. So you replace the bad habits with the good habits, and that's how you end up going to the next level. And I'm here to let it be known to y'all. Another thing too about building habits. You want to analyze them. You want to analyze them. And when you analyzing those habits, you want to make sure it's coming from a place, that's going to be of the glory of Yahweh Shai, man. When you get up in the morning time, and I don't care what you got going on, always keep in mind, you're not entitled to have shit. Any one of us, and I tell myself that, I'm not, excuse my language, but that's just the truth. I'm not entitled to have shit. None of us. Okay? So when you get that in your mind, it makes you to be more appreciative of what Yahweh Shai is doing for you in your life. You know what I mean? You got food, you got water, you got shelter. You know what I'm saying? You got clothes on your back. And I'm saying this is because many of us, we got an abundance of clothes. We got an abundance of clothes, abundant of sneakers, abundant of a lot of things. Because when all hell breaks loose, all that shit you got, you're not taking it with you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't taking your fucking heels. You ain't going to take all them extra shoes. You're going to take the ones that you're comfortable with, that you can be able to deal with. You ain't going to be, I'm trying to tell you, it ain't going to be all of what it you, listen. And that's why it's very important to analyze and study yourself, use self-examination. Like Haggai chapter 1 and verse 7, when it says, thus said the Lord of hosts, be considerate of thy ways. You want to be considerate of your ways, use self-examination, So my fall can be another brother or sister's level up. Me confessing to y'all can bring out to y'all and what to be comfortable and what to do, and what is going to help you to grow inside this truth. You can't grow inside this truth and you holding on to all the things that causes you to hide certain things. So you hold on to certain things that are connected to certain things, and those things are connected to certain things deep within you. And those things that are deep within you, you got them in the darkest places within you. And you do not want an ounce of light to be shed on it, because you feel as though, like, if you do expose that, everything else in your life is going to fall down. But not realizing you holding on to that is what's going to cause your life to fall down. You see, don't end up being like Adam and Eve and trying to sew fig leaves up and create aprons, or should I say they created things to cover up their private areas. You see, private areas, places that are not meant to be. 144, looking at that. Call Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai with the number 7 on the side. 144 and 7. 333, 444, and now 144 with that 7. And that's amazing because 3s and 4s, if you add them together, 333 and 444, that's 777. Amazing. Oh man, I just be paying attention to certain things and I just be built up off of it through the spirit. Yeah. So, overall, my main point of coming on here is for brothers and sisters to look, man. The scriptures say, be continually with a godly man whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord, who will sorrow with thee if thou should miscarry. And you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, you got to learn those things. Not everybody is going to be Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Not everybody, man. They may say it. Not everybody is Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Especially like a lot of the men. You know what I'm saying? Because there's only a few men who are sincere in this truth. You got a lot of them, of the rest of them, they just be on some shit. And you know what I mean? When you hear the stories, and it's like they got that feeling like what they're entitled to. Like even when it comes down to myself, just with my ribs, like I don't, like, I'm entitled to this, I'm entitled to that, I'm entitled to this, I'm entitled to that. Like, no, like, I'm here to teach. And of course, it's a relationship. And of course, we're going to carry it out with love. Of course, I'm going to speak up against the darker forces and the spiritual wickedness in high places that's trying to influence you to do the opposite of what Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is trying to have for you to do, So, of course, I'm going to speak against those things because I stand for one. You know what I mean? I don't stand for both. I stand for one. You know what I'm saying? So, it's like when you see that, you know what I mean? And just like as the scriptures say, with all thy getting, get understanding. And that's all in the matters of wisdom. And not everybody is going to be willing to provide that or give that, And it's sad, man. It's sad, man. Like, I already have it in my mind, like, those who are connected to me in my life, out of the will of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, as long as they continue on doing good, man, as they cleaving to me, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai gonna bless them, man. He gonna cover them. He gonna cover them. That's why I be careful on certain women now that be trying to connect themselves with me. Cause I ain't gonna say no names, but it was about like 3 other females in my inbox that send me messages. But I don't even be answering the messages. Because it's like the one woman you could see on her page is all carnal, man. All carnal. All on her gram, carnal. All carnal. The other one foot in, 1 foot out. You can see that. And then the other one, her page is private. You see? But she follows me. My page is private, but she follows me, and I send her a request. She never accepted it. But, you know what I'm saying, in the inbox, she keeps sending messages. So in my mind, I'm looking like, no, I ain't with that. You know what I'm saying? So, because it's like some of these females, and I'm learning this, they either going to be in your life to influence you to be more kingdom-minded, or influence you, shall I say, to continue on with good habits, okay, and grow with that, or either they're going to be in place of trying to cause you to be, growing with bad habits because of their bad habits. And that's why I say I be cautious with certain females, man, because I know what type of man I am and what I got. And what I got, and the type of man that I am, I can't just get that way to any type of female. I can't. Because, when you know that you special ain't gonna give themselves away to something that don't acknowledge themselves being special. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody who is growing off of you and they starting to acknowledge themselves being special. You know what I'm saying? And well, shall I say Salakia, if somebody is growing off of you and I'm gonna just put it like this, if somebody's growing off of you, right? And they're acknowledging themselves being special and they growing off of that, then that's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Because first, that's indication that they're growing off of you. So they're taking heed to what you're talking about and what you're saying, where they're feeding off of you. You know what I mean? That's a different story. But the ones that don't, you can tell. You know, and Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you know, even from me in my rib when we was talking, I was saying to her, she was like, yo, you know what's deep? She was like, Yahweh Shem Yahushua going to have you read in the women's hearts in that time. And she, you know what I'm saying? And that's so true, because I'm able to do that right now. I'm doing that right now. You see what I'm saying? That's why a lot of us, you know, when it comes down to spiritual power, you got to believe that you already got it, man. We already got it. The men of the Lord already got it. The only thing that's going on is that, you know, talking about to its fullest, because there's something that Yahweh Shem Yahushua wants to be established first before the glory within that can take off. You know what I mean? Everything happens in its own time within this purpose. And that's something that we all got to take into consideration. Shalom to you. Shalom. About,
so special.
You know, man, I learn these things, man. I learn these things. So, you know, long story short, you know, building habits. I learned when it comes down to your lot and whatever you're going to do, you want to make sure you're building yourself up in your lot where you're replacing what is bad habits. You're replacing it with good habits. And those good habits is what's going to have your inward man to grow like how it's supposed to grow. Because now you're able to feed off of Yahweh Shem Yahushua correctly. Okay? You don't have to feed off of Yahweh Shem Yahushua off of those that you may consider to be an image of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Now, granted, everything is of decency and order. I'm not trying to replace that. But what I am trying to influence you on is building a relationship with Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Because if you just feeding off of elders or feeding off of those who you consider to be in the truth more and more and more and longer than you, without yourself actually taking time to read and to meditate on some things, then you just being a follower. And your lot that is yours, you're not even dealing with it like how you're supposed to deal with it, because you're being slothful. And what makes a person slothful in a lot is by them not building a relationship with Yahweh Shem Yahushua personally. When we come together, it's to feed off of one another. But overall, it's not disputing and cutting out us building a relationship with him personally. And that's to the Akim and the Aquathium. Because even to the sisters, how can you know what to pray about when it comes down to that man that you cleaved unto if you ain't reading the scriptures? You see, you can't just always go by what he is saying out of his mouth. Though, you should to a degree, but overall, what if he going off about something? You know, just at that very moment. You can be there to be like, you know, he could be getting so full of himself, and Yahweh Shem Yahushua may use you, who are considered to be the quote-unquote weaker vessel, to bring something in remembrance to him, where he'd be like, oh shoot, I ain't seeing it like that. And then he'd be like, damn, you know? Whereas you still was being used by Yahweh Shem Yahushua to bring forth what is of his glory. You see? And this is the truth. This is the truth. So that's why it's important for the Akim and the Aquathium to have personal time with Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You don't always got to be around others all the time. That's one thing that I learned. Like, that's why I've always been a damn loner. You know? I always wanted love. You know what I'm saying? I always wanted to love and to be loved. You know what I'm saying? I always wanted those things. But I knew as time went on that this world and those who are in this world can't truly love me. And the only ones that can actually understand what it means to love me is those who are in place learning what it means to love Yahweh Shem Yahushua, to love God. That's why the scriptures say, you know, to be with a godly man whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord. Because you can have a lot of godly individuals, as you will see exteriorly, but if they're not keeping commandments, they're not of Yahweh, man. And that's the truth, you know. So, you know, overall, you know, there's many of things that I'm facing and dealing with in these times right now. But, it's lucky. But I know that this too shall pass. So that's why I say, call on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Ba'ashem Makak Wadash, man. Barakatah Yahweh Barakatah Yahushua, man. So if y'all take heed to the video, building habits, it's more so in place as in like, be mindful on what you're taking in and be mindful on what you're bringing out. You want to make sure you want to make sure it's coming from the right hand side and not the left hand side. You want to make sure your mindset is always in a place. Could this glorify Yahweh Shem Yahushua on what I'm about to say or what I'm about to do? You want to keep that at all times. Why? Because that's how you become a treasure in the eyes of the Lord. And being a treasure in the eyes of the Lord is those who fear him. And that's why the scriptures say how the angels of the Lord encampeth round about them who fear the Lord. So those that fear the Lord, the angels are going to be amongst them. Those who fear not the Lord, the angels ain't with you. You done bun. You done bun. Done bun. And that's a fact. Everything is of decency and of order. And another thing, for the men and the women, don't make it harder for the men. And men, don't make it harder for the women. Love, listen, the scriptures say, love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, with all thy mind. Love thy neighbor as thou wilt love thyself. See, those two commandments are the greatest commandments that hangs up all the laws. You want to please Yahweh Shem Yahushua? It's not only how you're treating yourself, but how you're treating yourself in the process of treating those who are connected to you. Especially by being in a relationship, if it's intimate. A man having a wife or either wives. A husband, love your wives as your own body. You got to love them as your own body. You see, wives, submit yourselves unto your husband as you would unto the Lord. Why? Because that's your reasonable services and your duties, just as well as the men of the Lord. And what we're doing is of our reasonable services and our duties unto the Lord. So we both have a job to do. But in that job, let us continue to love. I remember this song by Alicia Keys that was so beautiful. She was like, every time you hold me like it'll be the last time. And every time you kiss me like you'll never see me again. That's my joint, yo. I used to listen to that song all the time, man. Because I was like, yo, that's some real shit. Like, I felt the love in that. And when a man has a woman that does that, or women that do that, yo, man, it's mighty. Why? Because it helps that man to adapt to the nature of love, even on a physical plane. Because love, honestly, is spiritual. Love is spiritual. So to adapt to that nature that you see that's connected to it is spiritual, it makes you to operate more within it, where there is a level of love that's of balance, that's being orchestrated in between that union, you see, or unions, you see, that man with his wives or that man with his wife. However way the Lord has it within his life, Not everybody got the same lot. But yeah, that was my song. That was my song, man. Every time you hold me, hold me like it is the last time. Every time you kiss me like you never see me again. That was at work, man. That's why I used to, back in the days, listen, man, everybody was in the popular groups, but Alicia Keys, I loved her, man. But, she got ahead, so I back off. Music's still good. Thumbs up, the music is good, but she got ahead. I backs off. But, she makes beautiful music, man. And her and Swiss, that's funny, too. People used to call me that back in the days. They used to call me Swiss Beats. They be like, every time I buy a pair, they be like, Swizzy. I used to be like, yo, man, they drawing, yo. They call me Swiss Beats, man. And that's funny, too. And Swiss Beats and Alicia Keys, they like this. They married. You know what I'm saying? And their relationship is beautiful. You know what I mean? Swiss Beats, the children that he had with the one mother, and Alicia Keys, all of their relationship is beautiful, man. It's beautiful. At first, it was a little rocky, but, as time went on, it's like, it was of understanding. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, they call me Swiss Beats in this joint, man. Like, damn, man, call me Swizzy. That's crazy. Crazy part about it too, I make beats and rap. Yo, man, that's funny, right? Hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But hey, I always have it like when you got love, man, inside you, you're gonna be so excited to share it, man. And that's all a part of that light, man. That's like coming into this truth. When you first wake up, now you run around, yo, you know you an Israelite, yo, you got fringes on everything. You know what I'm saying? I seen somebody put fringes on a car. Like, what the fuck? They put fringes on a car? You know what I mean? And it's just like, I ain't gonna knock them. That's just their excitement in coming into the truth, you know? And that's what happens when you get a glimpse of that love. You just want to show it off. But as you get older, you tend to deal with things in the matters of not putting everything out there. That's just like, you know, my ribs. You know, I don't put their photos and be up online like, yeah, my ribs, and I don't do none of that shit. I don't do that. Why? Because that's not what I'm promoting. I'm promoting what you should be getting out of Yahweh Shem Yahushua according to what is of your lot. So if this message is resonating with you, then this message is for you. That's all you need to know. You see? And when I'm making certain confessions, you know what I'm saying? You know, or you know, really, I don't want to say certain because I be saying everything. But confessions, you know, different things like that is all in the matters of, you know, brothers and sisters to be like-minded. So they can really abide in true love and abide in that light. You know what I mean? Fully. And not halfway or a quarter of it or 75% or 85 or 95. Like, no. Get into it all the way. You know? All the way, man. No half-stepping. You know? And that's the truth, man. So, you know, that's what I had myself to stand on, man. I had myself to stand on the love of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. And reflect that, man. Because where love is at is healing. That's why, like, my rib, you know, my rib and everything, like her, when me and her was talking. Because my first rib, me and her, when we talk, it would just be like, we already know. But, you know, my second rib, when me and her talk, she'd just be bringing stuff back to me. And I just be like, interesting. Because everybody got their own lot. Even with women. Women got their own lot too. Especially when they are in place of cleaving unto a man, the Lord. It's different. You know what I mean? It's different. You know? And that's one thing I can say. When it comes to my ribs, I love them, man. A woman cleaving unto me, I love her, man. And I'm a fighter. So I fight, man. And I learned that too. You got to be a fighter inside this truth. You know? At moments when you feel like you want to give up, but you don't, and you still keep pushing. That shows the true strengths of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because think about it. He hasn't given up on Israel. He haven't even given up on us. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, those are things that we got to take into consideration. Like, yo, Yahweh Shem Yahushua didn't give up on us. So why do we got to give up on one another? You know? So I don't believe in that. I believe, like, you know, that woman cleaved unto me. You know what I'm saying? We engage into that act. You know, we together. We got, you know, we as one. And we doing the works. It ain't as in like, oh, we as one and you got to do what I say and this and that and the third and blah, blah, blah. No, we going by this word. That's what we going by. We going to talk about this word. We're not going to be combative with it. We ain't going to deal with none of that. You know what I'm saying? We going to grow in this word out of love. You know what I'm saying? And really do it right. You know, do it right. You know, do it right. And to not shortchange ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And that's the truth, man. You can end up shortchanging yourself. So, you know. Yep. Yeah, man, you can shortchange yourself. And that's something you don't want to do. Especially being inside the truth. But, yeah, but I try to keep myself in a place of being safe and making sure, you know, my ribs are safe. Because life is a chess game. And when you playing chess, yeah, it's a thinking game. But when you playing chess, you gotta be in it. You gotta be in it. And when you being in it, you gotta be strong, man. And you gotta be willing to understand what it means to lose certain things in order to gain certain things. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that I do with my Riz. You know, I had him to play chess. Because I believe any woman that's talking with me or a woman that's gonna connect with me, you know, she's gonna be, at the end of the day, she's gonna learn how to play chess. And it's not to be like to assassinate her intelligence. No, it's to bring out the greatness in her intelligence. Touching on areas that she never thought that she would have been able to touch in her way of thinking. Things like that. Even brothers. I got brothers that have them to play chess too. So, hey family, I'm about to get on out of here. Oh my goodness. Keep me in y'all prayers, man. As so is myself keeping y'all in prayer. But hey, y'all take that confession that I gave as something y'all can carry out and just be motivated on. You know what I'm saying? Just be motivated on, man. Because that's what it's really, really truly about. Being motivated, learning off of each other, man. Be inspired to inspire. Learn what it means to truly love. Learn what it means to truly love. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Y'all stay up and y'all stay blessed. Shalom. Shalom, family. Shalom. Verbal replenishment ministries. Amen. All praises unto the Most High. Shalom. I'm about to close out of here. I got to get going. So I pray that this message and what I confessed about to everybody on this live stream, that y'all take that into consideration and be motivated. All right, family. Shalom.